Hello, everyone. Welcome to the season finale of the Up-Beet Dietitians podcast, season 10.
Whoa. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the pod. Welcome to the season finale. We are ending it on a bang, ending it on a diet review, your guys' favorites. Today, we're talking about a new app that is circulating TikTok, especially. I had not heard of it until Emily sent me some DMs. It's called BitePal. So, we're going to go over that and discuss sort of if it's maybe along the same lines of MyFitnessPal, if it is actually a little less diety than that. We're going to debunk all of that today. First things first, though, of course, be sure to go subscribe to the YouTube where you can see our faces. Of course, you can also find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all those other places. And we are also now on Substack, and that includes both our regular episodes as well as our bonus segments as well.
This is going to be an exciting one. You guys really, like Hannah mentioned, you guys really love these. So we're excited about it. It is a calorie counting app, even though all the marketing around it, so it's not calorie counting. And I came across it on TikTok. And the first thing I saw it was marketed as made by Gen Z for Gen Z. And I'm like, oh God, what? What is
I know. I'm not sure what Gen Z's preferred form of dieting is, but I guess we'll find out today.
that is that'd be actually so funny to like go through like what the different generations like how they maybe promote diet culture or like what they participate in.
Wait, it's actually a good
I
idea. We
think
should
Gen
definitely do that
Z,
episode.
yes, I think Gen Z is a lot of body checking, at least.
100%.
They're very much into body checking. Or it's
100%.
coming back at least.
Yeah, I think of like our Live Schmidt review and all of that. And she's very loved by the Gen Z.
Yes. But Hannah actually kind of predicted this one, and I kind of hate that. It's already March. And in our 2025 wellness culture prediction episode, Hannah mentioned AI health coaches, and this app is literally described as like an AI generated calorie tracker
Food
app.
tracker. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to brag because it sucks, but I am going to brag. I'm 2 for 2. I got the whole Ozempic with new, or what was it? What app was it that I predicted? Ozempic was with
Um,
someone in 2024 that I predicted. I already
yeah,
forget.
it's everyone
Yeah.
at this
Anyway,
point now.
so I've had 2 years in a
Herbalife,
row.
Herbalife maybe.
No, it wasn't Herbalife. It was some sort of like, Optavia. That's what it was. In 2023, I predicted that in 2024, Optavia would somehow market Ozempic, and I called that one. And I'm already correct for this
Here we
year's
are.
prediction too. So
I know. Technically, we
sadly,
found
I'm
this
correct.
app. We found it quite quickly into the years, so bad news for us.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to go over it today, talking about what exactly it is, what it offers. We always go over cost, as you guys know. So we'll discuss that a little bit as well. Some of the issues with the marketing that they have, and just like some general thoughts and maybe some alternatives too, because we have been trying to get better about that. Whenever we are going to be just shit talking a diet or an app, trying to give some alternatives if you guys actually like want some things to think about.
Yeah. So let's get into it. The BitePal app, previously known as the Pookies app, which kind of
Okay,
cracks me up.
so that's my dad's nickname for me growing up is Pookie. And so seeing that makes me feel super weird.
But also, Pookie's like come up more recently as just like
Uh-huh.
a term of endearment for like general things or like
Yeah,
celebrity crushes, stuff like that. So I feel like it stemmed from that, but
it is
also
very Gen Z.
yeah, Pookie is not a word to describe a food tracker at all.
No, I kind of like the name Bite Pal. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good
Yeah.
name.
hmm They did a good rebranding there.
Yeah, you would not think it was for food if it was called the Pookie's app. I can't even say Pookie without like thinking about like me as a child with my dad. So that would just not work for me.
No, but the big thing is an AI food tracker app. And first and foremost, there's a lot of, I don't think we've gone super in depth into AI. There's a lot of like ethics around AI and why it's not morally okay, in my opinion. And also from like a objective standpoint, it's taking away work from people. Like it's literally substituting like what could be someone's job and paying human labor for a robot. And with this robot comes a huge effect on our environment, which no one seems to care about these days. It's fine. But like the constant use of electricity, like the guy who founded, I forgot his name, founded AI, literally started investing in energy companies
Hmm.
because he's like, in order for AI to work, you need it constantly running.
Right.
So you need a lot of electricity. And then also with that, he invested in like water management because you
Hmm.
need a lot of water to cool down the machine. So it's horrendous for the environment.
Yeah.
We don't have an unlimited supply of either of those. And then also just like AI, like it promotes complacency where it's making you like not have to think, which like I get the like convenience of this where like you're having something, but you could also like take a picture of something and send it into like a dietitian
I use it with my patients all the
app.
time. We have an app that we
Yeah.
use called Recovery Record, where they take a picture of
Mm-hmm.
their food, they put it in the app, and then they can put little comments like, how did I feel? And I
Yeah,
can
it's
reply back to
cute.
it. Yeah,
We already gave an alternative.
literally.
But it's basically, and also there is no dietitian intervention, whereas if you use like recovery app with a dietitian, you get dietitian intervention. There's no nutrition professional involved in this
No,
process.
no, it's AI, which is potentially helpful in terms of like nutrition education, but it could also be very harmful because there's no one monitoring that.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Not great.
So this is where it gets confusing because we mentioned that they like don't focus on calories, but also they call themselves a calorie counting app at the same time. Their like tagline is meal tracker, no calorie counter needed, say goodbye to restrictive diets and meticulous calorie counter apps. But it, like Emily made a note, it's literally categorized as an AI calorie tracker in the App Store.
Very confusing. And I will note, like, we're going to go into the functionality of it more, but it doesn't seem to focus all that much on calories.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of use of the word calorie around its description online, like under the company. So it's very
I would
confusing.
I would think for like SEO purposes probably, which is super
Yeah.
annoying and not
Yeah.
really ethical. Kind of like Noom taking over the
Yes.
intuitive eating space. But yeah, that's my guess for why they say calorie so much and like focus on it, even though they claim to not be. This is here we go. Like so
Yeah.
classic diet review. We're not a diet, but we're absolutely a diet.
Yes.
So it
Perfect segue
begins.
into the next one where they're like saying they're not a diet, but every time so you take a picture essentially of your meal and it provides you with feedback. And one of the main sources of feedback is a score out of 100. No idea what is taken into account into the score, how it's determined, but you're given this score. And I'm like,
I
I
hate it.
assume there's a certain number like you need for like a passing
I'm
meal or
sure they have like
snack.
red, yellow, orange, green, like caution if it's orange, like that kind of thing. It
Yeah,
reminds me of the Yuka app, which I despise the Yuka app. We have not reviewed that, I don't think.
we probably should.
I thought it'd go away because I made a review on TikTok years ago that still gets views to this day just because of SEO, I think, which is cool, I guess. So we totally should review it now because it's still very prevalent. I had a patient, was it last week, that was talking about it.
Not gone yet.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, it's just like the Yuka app in that way where you just scan your little food, whatever it is, and an arbitrary score out of 100 is spit out. And it simplifies food in a way that food should not be simplified. Food is so much more complex than just like yes, no, 0 or 100, good, bad. It's just not that simple. And
Yeah.
so it's frustrating when these apps do make it that simple because even though that's all it really can do, it's an app, it's AI, it's not a real person to like give you all this nuance. That's how your brain is going to like think of food after using an app like this. Like it's really difficult at that point to, or after using an app like this, to go forward and not think of food as like a score out of 100. Like I have a
Yeah.
patient that I see who's done Weight Watchers her entire adult life. And so every food she eats, even now in recovery, she is like, she knows the exact point value of every food from the Weight Watchers points.
Yeah.
And so I could see it being the same with this. It's like any food or meal that you like had eaten now and you're using the app and then you eat it in the future, you'll just like register that as a number, even if it's not pertinent to like how healthy it is for you or not.
Yeah. And speaking of those like automatic labels, they say they aren't. There's a lot around the marketing with like, oh, it's not a restrictive diet. Like, there's no food shaming, no body shaming was part of it. I've seen them talk about as well. But when you take a picture of the food, it like flags certain things. It makes those like a yellow like exclamation point versus like a green
Mm,
check. And some of the things that were get flagged are like rice, added sugar, processed meat, simple carbs, saturated fats, high in salt, lack of greens, and refined grains. And these are just like what I could find online
yeah.
with the examples. So I'm like rice, or rice, or do you know how many cultures include rice regularly? There's gonna be like a flag in every single meal.
Right.
But
So
you're gonna see
frustrating.
that and it's like telling you like, oh, maybe limit it. But you're gonna see that and be like, oh, that's not good. I had a bad food. Like it's labeling it as a good
It
versus
is
bad
it
food.
exactly that. Yeah. They say they're not, just like Noom has their stop, what's it called? Green,
The
yellow,
stoplight.
red. Yeah, stoplight,
Yeah.
thank you. Which they claim is a better approach than just saying good or bad. It's more nuanced that way, but it's really not. In your
No,
brain, you
it's
think of red as bad, green good. There's
the
no way around that.
intention might be good, but the effect is still the same.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
not gonna help.
Boo. They also have like a little raccoon as like their
This
mascot.
actually makes me so upset.
It's so cute. That poor
It's
raccoon.
so cute. And I'm like, how dare you? The raccoons did not ask for this. They did not
No,
ask to be the face of your Gen Z
diety app.
calorie tracker app. It's so cute
It's
though,
really
which is
cute.
so annoying.
I know. Dang it. The name is really cute. The
I
character's really
know.
cute.
It's like is it Courtney's Lemmy?
Oh, yeah, it's Kardashian. Yes.
That where the marketing is just so cute.
So good. I love
I love her
everything about
brand.
Lemmy.
I love
Yes.
you're gonna clip that. Someone's gonna
I know.
but like besides the actual products, marketing is so good.
It's
It's
so
so
cute. And the bottles are so cute. Ugh. And
so
that like charm
unfortunate.
necklace they were selling. My
I
gosh, they know what they're
know.
doing.
They're so good at it. That's crazy to me. Like, I feel like this should be a life lesson. Through all these reviews we've done, like, all you need is really good marketing. Who cares
Yes.
about your, that could be something you could even like say about your life or yourself. Just as long as
Yeah.
you market yourself well, you can be a terrible person.
Hmm.
But as long
Look at
as,
who's in charge.
I was gonna say, look at our current administration. But if you're good at marketing, who cares what you're actually like, I guess.
Hmm.
But the poor
Hmm.
raccoon, it made me so upset to look
I
at all
know,
the
it's so
pictures because
cute.
it's so cute.
And it like cheers if you have like a good food, a high score out of 100.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
And they like say like you're feeding your animal.
Mm,
It reminds me of like the Plant Nanny app. If you want to feed an
uh-huh.
animal, download the Plant Nanny app because that will just tell you to drink water. And there's
Yeah.
not really anything diety about that until your plant dies, though,
Yeah.
which happens to me every time.
You might get some shame for not drinking enough water.
Yeah. But that's could be worse.
I'm
Like
gonna
telling
get
you
another
not to eat
clip
rat.
here. Yeah, we support fluid shaming, but not food shaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kidding. Jeez.
Yeah. Except for alcohol.
Yeah, we do
We
shame
shame that one
alcohol.
here, but also rightfully so.
Yeah. My gosh, speaking
Um,
of that, I don't want to go on a tangent too much, but of course I have to. Been making lots of posts lately about alcohol versus aspartame. The
yes,
comments are ridiculous. Like, how is that even debatable?
it's literally the like toxic. We should review alcohol again. We should
Ooh,
do
we
like
should.
we should do like the unspoken problematic truths of
Yes.
drinking culture because it's crazy. It's
The
so
comments are so
normalized.
crazy.
Like people will literally think it's okay to black out during like Saturday bottomless mimosa brunch, but God forbid they have a diet soda.
No, there was a comment that I loved that was just like that. They were like, I've never blacked out from Diet Coke.
That's
Like,
crazy.
yeah, solidarity.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
It's
my.
true.
I'm
Like,
scared. I don't look at your comments.
they're
I'm
so
like,
bad.
you're
They're
in it
so
right now.
bad.
You're in the thick of it right now, and I just know it's bad.
No, there's that one. And then I have a video on Facebook right now where I said that
It's
being,
always Facebook.
yep, Facebook is the worst, where being clinically underweight is higher mortality risk than being clinically obese, quote unquote. And the comments, you can only imagine. So bad.
So bad. At that point, like, I'm like, just purposely reframing our mindset that we're rage baiting, even though like we know, but I'm
Yeah.
like, at this point, I'm like, yes.
Honestly, yeah, I don't read them. I just like let it happen, go through it.
Yeah.
I have been reading the ones on the aspartame stuff though, because it is good content for me to like steal from those.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta repurpose the comments,
Exactly. Got to monetize the
and then
trolls that,
they get mad.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Okay, anyway, moving on. Aspartame is not as toxic for you as alcohol is. That's the bottom line.
no, absolutely not. And we will do an episode on alcohol because I think we should revisit
We
that
do
because
have
I
one on a recent one on the sweeteners. We can include that if you guys want to
Oh
hear.
yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
Perfect. Look at us having all these resources
I
we can
know. We are just
refer
so helpful.
to.
Thank us later.
Everyone's just rolling their eyes like God.
I know. They hate me right now.
Just some last quick little notes. I don't think these really matter as much. There's a game feature apparently with the
Hmm.
app. I don't really get it. Didn't really see much about what game it was. I think it's just like I
You're
don't know
too
what you
old.
win. I'm like, how does it work? It sounds like it just this scores out of 100 somehow. And then there's also a social media feature where you can share photos of your foods with your friends. I'm like, great, that's what I do on Instagram stories.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we're too millennial for this app, honestly. I
Yeah,
think,
we don't get it.
well, that and we're also anti-diet dietitians
Yeah,
probably
that
also
doesn't
isn't
help.
helping. The
We like the raccoon though.
raccoon's cute.
Raccoon is very cute.
All right. They do have a free version, which from the Reddit threads I was perusing through, that's what usually people are using. But you can pay $35.99 a year and get their more premium version. There is a free trial for that. I think it's like 3 days or something. I honestly couldn't tell you the big differences between the two, but I'm sure on the
I
app, which
can
I
tell
did
you, like
not download.
I did a deep dive
Oh, okay.
into
What's the
this.
difference
The big difference is it doesn't go into like macros or calories
in the free one?
in the free one. And a lot of people are upset about it.
So in the premium though, we'll go over like calorie counting and all of that a lot
Yeah.
more. That's so funny
Hmm.
because they're not a calorie counting app, allegedly.
Yeah. But the people are like, I know specific. Oh, and also one of the things is you can like edit your food because apparently, like, for example, like with an egg, if there were two eggs versus one egg, sometimes it'll like gauge that incorrectly.
Yeah.
With the free one, you can't edit, but with the pro, you can like edit to like two eggs or one egg, and then it'll adjust accordingly.
Okay. Which that is helpful.
That is helpful. Yeah. If you like can't identify, I'm like, what if you're like out to eat and it's like, what is that?
Just like a pile of like most of my meals I like to eat are just like bowls of starch, veggie, protein sauce. They would have no idea how to
Yeah.
calculate that.
Yeah, like the sauces, it'd be like, what cannot
Exactly.
identify? So that
Which
would
that is
be,
actually a con of this I
yeah,
want to bring up is like it makes it so you feel like you have to eat foods that are AI friendly in this case, you know?
simpleton.
Yeah. And that's fine
I
if you like
also,
those kind of foods, but it might steer you away from like trying new things if you can't track it.
I am also a little bit playing devil's advocate. I don't even know devil's advocate at this point, where I'm just like, if I were to put some like cultural food that's
Mm,
not American diet, would it be able to identify it? Because that's
yeah.
also goes along with diet culture. is the
Yeah,
whiteness of it.
I'm
So I went,
curious.
I didn't see anything about it, but
But I feel
we'll
like
see.
unfortunately no one addresses that side of diet culture.
No. So it's
Hmm,
interesting.
interesting. Let's talk about marketing because that's how we found it was because our marketing is so good, unfortunately.
Yes. And also I did a deep dive into their social media manager naturally.
I'm so excited for that.
And they have been posting nutrition advice on their pages, which
The
is
social media like manager of it?
yeah. Yeah, that's what all these bullet points are.
What?
It's not like what they've posted. It's like what she has said in videos. That's why I was
What?
like, mm-hmm.
Okay, give me the tea. I've got a thing of water.
So, like we said, we found this on TikTok. Makes sense if it's Gen Z for Gen Z. That's where you're gonna find Gen Z. And the social media manager, they're like the face of the company online. She gives a lot of nutrition advice. And
Ew.
spoiler alert, she has no nutrition background. We'll go more into her after, but one of the like first things I saw from her was she was giving recommendations on like how to savor the food you eat.
Hmm.
And the first tip she said was to stop snacking on the go. And then she said, sit down for your meals. And then she said, track your food on this app. And then she said, put away your phone. And I was like, how is this how to savor your food? I understand the like lack of distractions,
Yeah.
but like we're going from no snacking to sit to track on phone to put away phone. I'm like, what is the core, like the combination of events does not
No,
make
and I feel
sense.
like talking about using an app to improve on
Savor.
distracted eating,
Yeah. I
that's an
understand to
oxymoron if I've ever
like
heard one.
take a picture and put it away. Like that's an easy thing to do. But like also
Yeah.
you're then like having to have your phone on you. What if like most I feel like a lot of us also maybe like the younger people have their phones typically nearby,
Yeah.
but that's still something you have to remember to do. I'm not remembering to do anything with my food.
No,
But like that was a very interesting
that's hilarious.
combination. Another one that was a little confusing was they were really leaning into like how calorie counting will affect your eating experience and will affect having a balanced lifestyle. But then they talk about how tracking on your phone for every meal will help you be more mindful of what you eat. And I'm like, I understand, obviously, like she has a tough job. She has to promote this app in every single video. Hard to do.
Yeah.
But also it's just like very obvious to me that like this person has no nutrition background and is just like throwing things together to try to make it correlated to this app.
Just like stick to your guns. If you're going to be a calorie counting app, just be a calorie counting app. Don't pretend you're not and try to like
Mm,
word your way around it.
yeah.
Just commit to the bit.
And like for anyone's like, oh, you guys are being such mean girls, you're attacking her. That's like something that you also accept when you become the face of a brand.
Yeah, we don't have to
Like
like your product.
no. Also, dietitian Cass, she used to be the face of All Access Dietetics,
Hmm.
which is like an organization targeted toward like dietetic students. And she was just like making all of their TikToks and Instagram reels and everything. So like all of the like I honestly didn't look at their comments or anything, but I assume there was probably hate. It's a dietetics account. Was targeted at her, so that's why she's getting the heat here. Also, she's the one saying it. I don't know if someone's giving her a script. I don't know if like she's thinking of this, but it's coming out of her mouth and posted online. So that's all we know is
Yeah.
it's coming from her. The next one also just drove me nuts. She literally quoted a Harvard Medical School article, like did one of those like green screens where she's in front of it. And she's talking about like how why you shouldn't track your calories because Harvard Medical School, one article said to.
I guarantee Harvard Medical School has articles about why you should count calories also.
Yes.
You can't just like pick and choose.
Yeah. And I'm also just like, where's the dietitian?
Right.
at this point. I'm like, what is happening? This next one makes me so mad. She's talking about how like there's no food or body shaming on the app, and then immediately is like, this raccoon will provide feedback on it's okay if a raccoon critiques you what you eat, but not a human being. I'm just like, what is happening?
uh,
And
again, just
then,
like stay in your like commit to the bit. You're
yeah.
a calorie counting app who is promoting weight loss, aka
Oh,
you prefer a certain
yeah,
body
that
type.
part. Yeah. Yeah, literally that. And then there was just another video about how to manage mindful eating. And I'm like, what are we doing here? This is nutrition professional, like the lane of them they're here. And then the last one, I know this is like a trend, but I was like, what is happening? I'm like, it was like, oh, like, would you rather video?
Mm-hmm.
And she asks, would you rather eat the same exact breakfast every day or have to count calories of every single food you eat for the rest of your life? And obviously, it's targeted toward like promoting the app. But I'm like, I would love to eat. You know, I ate avocado
You
toast
eat
for
your
three.
avocado. Yes.
This this isn't a hard decision for some people.
I
But
don't
I'm like,
I don't get the
what?
controversy here that she's trying to like bring to a rise.
Like I understand like variety is exciting for some people, but also I'm like,
Well, there's a
don't
third
worry.
option where you eat a different breakfast every day and don't count calories. Like you don't have to do either of those things.
I was I'm like,
That
what?
that stumps me. I don't get that.
I don't I like had to re-listen to it multiple times because I'm like, am I like having a stroke? What is happening
I had to
here?
read that a couple times the way you wrote it, which
I
I'm sure is a
literally like
quote. Like,
wrote it word for word. So I'm
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
I feel like I'm not understanding what's actually happening. Like
That's not a like you're creating a problem here because there is a third option where you can eat a different breakfast every day and not count your calories. It's not just those two options.
so the social media presence of the app is very bizarre.
So tired. This is
It's very exhausting.
the
And
same
then
thing.
the next one is just like what you already said. We haven't even talked about this because we've been focusing so much on how it's very anti-calorie counting, but there's a lot of promotion about how people like didn't lose weight until they started using this app or they stopped counting calories and they used this app and they lost weight. I'm like, you're still promoting weight loss and that is
Right.
body shaming. Like
Right. You're
nothing is making
saying
sense.
no, you're saying that one body type is better than the other, which is body shaming. Even though, again, like if that's what you want to like commit to and that's your thing, stand proud with
Commit to
that.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Some people will benefit from that. They enjoy that kind of stuff. They will still use your app if that's what you're trying to sell. I won't. We won't promote that, but people will like that. But you're saying that you're not that when you totally are.
Mhm. It's
Okay,
very
tell us a little bit
confusing.
more about Kat.
So Kat is the name of the social media manager. And honestly, I don't really have that much personal beef with her. She lives in Canada. She's a Ukrainian photographer. She does a lot of advocacy about the like Ukraine and what is
Mm,
happening with Russia, which I'm like, okay, hop off as you should, especially if
maybe
those are
talk
your
about that and
people.
not nutrition.
And the thing is, like on her personal account, all she talks about is Ukraine and modeling and how she like
Mm,
dreams of being a model. Nothing about nutrition. Nothing. The only thing that touched on fitness, this made me a little mad. She like it was like one of those like many words with a comma, just like this, yes, like the like greater than, like all this type,
uh-huh,
like
uh-huh.
promoting this, like this is all great. And she like promotes like nat oh, this is the other. She's very much into natural body beauty features because she has like a non-conventionally attractive nose because God forbid you don't have a small little button nose.
Right.
Which I like appreciate that. She posts a lot about her nose and she's like natural beauty features. But then another in the same sentence of a video, she was like natural fitness and
What the
only
hell is
eating
natural
natural
fitness?
foods. That's what I'm like, what does that mean? And I'm like, natural foods? I'm like, you want to go into that? That's the only thing she posts about nutrition on
Uh,
her. And I understand like the whole video was natural this, natural that, leading off with standards or features. But I'm like, just focus on the beauty features. You don't need to bring
right.
in fitness
You don't need to
and
make a
nutrition.
calorie counting app. Just stay out of it. Like we exist. We can handle it. You stay over there talking about like beauty standards and such. That's great. We need more of that.
Yeah. And I will note, like, maybe she's just trying to get her money, like, make some money as a little influencer. Like, same. I get the grind is
Yeah.
hard. Out here struggling, but also just like know when to not feed into something. Like, if someone asked me to like become the face of a fitness app, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I took a couple of health and kinesiology classes like 10 years ago. That would be more qualified than what she is doing.
Right.
But like I'd be like, no, I'm not a personal trainer. Or like I don't have
Right.
like I'm not a certified strength and conditioning coach. I'm not going to do that. Someone else more qualified should do that.
Right. And it's like if my example I'm thinking of for me is like if someone asked me to make, I don't know, like a beauty and makeup app, like I don't know the first thing about makeup. I just like I don't hardly even wear it anymore.
Mhm.
Could I fake it and like throw something together? Maybe. Apparently you can do whatever you want on the internet, but I'm not
Yeah.
qualified for that.
No.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane is bottom line. And then the last couple sections, just like general feedback from the public. We want to hear, besides our thoughts, we want to see what the people thought as well. Hannah found a little Reddit post, and honestly, the biggest complaints I saw there were people are upset about the like lack of calorie and macro
Same.
descriptions. And
It was though like
also,
a Weight Watchers Reddit thread, so that makes sense. That's what those
yeah,
people kind of are looking
they're
for.
focused a little bit more on that. I will note a lot of people like on the general app reviews, apparently they signed up for the free trial and they'd get charged the annual.
Ooh,
Like
tea.
a lot of people, and it was like a major problem.
Ooh, I
Where then
hope
they'd be, it
Kat
was
was
like,
refunding them.
Kat was not near that. She just records her little videos and
Maybe the raccoon
the raccoon will
is.
reply. The raccoon will
Oh, the raccoon is
sorry.
also subjected to customer management, customer
You
service.
know, this is like animal abuse at
This
this
is
point.
animal abuse.
We need to call PETA. Little do they know this raccoon is being taken advantage of.
Aw. Yeah, it's being
Um,
exploited. Poor little guy.
yeah. But there was the people getting charged for the annual subscriptions despite being a free trial. I saw someone actually talk, I thought this was like a huge, very important like accessibility issue where for people with visual impairments, when you increase the font size, like apparently it
Mm,
completely distorts the screen and like you some of the text gets off this pushed off. So like
yeah.
you got to make that more accessible for people that
Yeah.
have visual concerns. And then on February 17th, we're recording this like 2 weeks after that or so. Apparently, there were bug fixes and performance improvements to keep things running smoothly. So I don't
Mm.
know what that was, but
Hopefully for the better.
yeah.
Hopefully less labor for the raccoon after that.
Free our raccoon, free our poor guy.
Justice
Uh,
for the BitePal raccoon.
yeah. We kind of talked about alternatives already. Like Hannah said, like there are apps that dietitians use that you
Hmm.
can work with a dietitian and directly send. They're so cute. I like way back in my one-on-one counseling days, at a company we shall not speak of. I used that app with a patient and I actually also like their therapist was on it as well. And
Oh
it
yeah, you can
was
have like other providers. Yeah,
I'm like, this is genius. I'd
I
never
love it.
heard of it before, but I was like, they can like post their little thoughts and then you can give feedback. And
You
I'm
can like
like,
text. Yeah,
I'm like, this is literally the cute, I feel like this is the ideal scenario with the dietitian
agreed. Because you
where
can
you
also do that
can,
with like My Fitness Pal. Like you can share your data with whoever, including your dietitian. But this one's not calorie based. It's just like a picture of their food and they talk about how they feel, just like all this subjective information, which is super nice.
yeah, and you still get feedback and it's from a nice human being.
Like I am in there like looking at your
Mm,
picture and giving you my thoughts
yeah.
compared to poor raccoon.
Our poor little
He's
AI
probably not getting
raccoon.
paid enough for this.
Not getting paid for whatever they're dealing with. They're not getting paid enough.
The app is called Recovery Record, by the way, for those who maybe didn't catch that earlier and are curious. It's pretty
Can you
great.
find a dietitian on there?
I don't know. I The way I use it obviously is my workplace like pays for a license for like all of us dietitians that are in the eating
Hmm.
disorder department. And so what happens is like we send an invite to our patients who want to use it. So I don't know. I think you can create an account just like as a person, like a eating disorder, whoever, like a human,
Yeah,
um, like as your own patient, but you wouldn't have a dietitian
right.
necessarily.
So you could
But
like start off with that though if you like want to look at like
yeah. And I
your
wonder
own
like if you
patients and
did have
stuff.
like a dietitian that didn't necessarily like have access to that, like with their company, they could probably like create an account, I would think.
I created an account.
Yeah.
My company did not do whatever your company is doing. I know for
I'm not surprised.
sure.
I'm not surprised.
100% did not. But it was like I remember it was really easy for me to make an account.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it paid the same for the patient on
Oh,
their side too, I'm sure. Super easy to make the account and you could totally use it on your own if you wanted to. And there I'm sure there's
yeah.
other ones out there too. I can't think of the names, but there's got to be plenty of like taking pictures of your food and like actually not being calorie focused.
Yes.
Things that BitePal wants to be, but it still has that diet culture influence, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. Support human beings. Don't promote AI and free our raccoon.
Yeah.
And also
Like,
don't promote body shaming and calorie counting
or if you're
at
going
BitePal.
to, like, don't
Oh
say
yeah,
that
or
you're
just
not.
commit.
Yeah. I'm at
Yeah.
that place in my mindset lately. Like, if you want to be a diet culture professional, we'll call them that. I don't care anymore. Do whatever you want. I can't change your mind, but like, don't pretend that you're like this eating disorder recovery specialist if you're promoting weight loss and calorie counting.
No. Be
Hmm.
who you are.
I know we're not monetized yet. I won't. We should probably
Oh
delete that.
God, is that
Keep that out. But I don't know. Are you going to get us demonetized by singing?
I sing all the time in my YouTube video.
Oh, do you? Oh, we're fine then.
But I don't think any of it's good, so it doesn't pick up on it. That's the benefit of it.
That's funny. All right. Well, that's the
This
Bite
was
Pal app,
fun.
y'all.
Yeah. Thanks for another season.
Another
Another season
season.
of Tud.
My gosh. We'll be
We
back
have,
next week with some throwbacks. We have a few weeks of those. Lots of guest episodes we're going to be sharing again.
yeah,
Those are always some of our favorites because we get tired of hearing ourselves talk all the time. So
I
hopefully
was
you
gonna
guys feel the
say,
same.
we've kind of subjected you guys to a lot of us recently, so we'll give you a break. Don't worry, we have lots of guests planned for the next season, so you won't have to just listen to us.
Sorry.
But thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next time. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube so you can see our beautiful faces
Please,
as we
please,
go through
please.
this. All right.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.